T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Rock the world. Rock the world. With me, no worries, come with me. No worries, just come with me. No worries, just come with me.
Yeah, what up, what is up? Welcome to the King M.E show. I'm one half of the show, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
And we are live on an impromptu Friday. It's the weekend. What's up with the weekend?
Oh, my bad. You asking me?
No,
That was
but I mean, you
I was
could
about to
jump
say
in at
cheers.
any
I was
time.
about to say cheers to the freaking weekend.
Cheers to the freaking weekend. I don't know how that cadence
I
is
don't
supposed to
remember
go.
how that song goes. I don't remember at all. I'm just trying to find our stuff so that I can watch it. Are we streaming or are we live?
We should be live.
I don't see
If
it
not,
live.
oops. Hold up.
That's what I was looking for. So I'm like, I don't see anything that says that we're live.
Actually, yeah, it says that we're live on 4. All of these right here. It says connected. We are live.
Okay, maybe I'm a little special. Maybe we live and I'm just not seeing it.
All right, y'all. So we live across multiple
Oh, I
platforms.
see it here. All right, I see it here, but I didn't see it on YouTube.
Okay, it's all good. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And today we're actually, so it's kind of twofold. So for those of y'all watching, thanks for tuning in. We normally do our live stream on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're on Perry Productions as well as the King M.E's social medias. And our last live stream, I'm not going to call it disastrous, but we had some issues. And we made an announcement that going forward until we fix some technical things, that our show was going to be pre-recorded until further notice. But we actually got some feedback and some folks were saying, hey, I don't know what y'all need to do, but fix it.
Because we won't be live.
The lives are way better. It allows for more interaction and things like that. So I've been hustling. Every day I'm hustling and trying to get this fixed. And we wanted to do a test before next stream and make sure that everything is good to go. But while we did it, we also had a topic that we wanted to bring up. So if you're rocking with us right now, thank you. If you're not familiar with the King M.E show, it's a live stream in which Michelle and I, who are a newish couple, come on and we share our journey as we are making a decision to rock with life together. Now, we've been dating since October of 22. So we're just over a year, and I told her I'm going to give her the new-ish title until we're past a year and a half. Now, I'm looking at some things. We might have some frame rate drops. So if you're watching, let us know how clear our live stream is right now. See, this is why we're doing this test. Now, Michelle.
Yes, baby.
How was your day today?
It was a pretty good day. Pretty good day. No complaints. It's been a moving and shaking day. Went to work, went to a meeting, went to the gym, went to the grocery store, and then I came here. Sis is tired. Sis is me.
Okay.
What about you, babe? How was your day?
It was quick. It was good. I was solo dolo today as one of my teammates had a personal tragedy happen in his life. You know, life be lifing. So it was me at the helm of the ship today doing the work while he did what he needed to do to take care of his family and his situation at home.
Okay.
So I'm thankful for a day in which personally in my life I had a relatively stress-free day, but I do understand that there are some people out there who might be going through something right now, and it sucks for them. No, 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 no,
I know
no,
what you
no,
mean, though.
no.
It's horrible. No, I know what you mean, babe. I do.
All right. So while I get some things set up to make sure that our chat and stuff is good to go,
You want me to do an intro like what we're talking about?
yes, give
All
us
right.
an intro into as to what we're talking about today.
So I had this bright idea. If you've been watching, you know that the last two episodes that we talked about things pertaining to transparency with the information that you're sharing. Do you show your cell phone to your partner? When do you start showing your cell phone to your partner? All those types of things. And it got me thinking along those lines. At what point do you talk about the ICE things? The in case of emergency, this is what you need to know, and all those other things. For me personally, I am an open book. I love sharing. None of that stuff matters to me. If I'm in a relationship with you, I'm in a relationship with you. I will be honest and say that my relationship with King is the most honest, open, and transparent. Shout out to the real precious. Most honest, open, and transparent relationship that I've ever been in. And I think it's because I'm older. I feel a little bit more mature. I'm with someone who has, you've been through a lot already, and I'm able to share these things with you because you create an open space for me to be able to share these things. So I feel I share more with you than I ever had. One of those things is just talking about in case of emergency. So you are, whether you knew it or not, you are listed as my ICE person, my in case of emergency. This is the person you need to call. You need to talk to him. He'll be able to take care of things. You answer your phone. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, I love you. You my
I'm
boo
reachable.
thing.
I'm reachable.
You are my boo thing, but you answer your phone. Okay.
I'm reachable.
The other people in my life, they don't answer their phones. They don't answer their phones for numbers they don't recognize.
Let me be clear about something else too, though. Right?
Okay.
I have an awareness of things that I think are better than most. Meaning that if I'm
You
looking
have a
down,
particular set of skills.
I have a particular set of skills. Meaning that if I look down, I typically know what's going on in my life. And if there are also some prize numbers, like one that I shared with you the other day that I wasn't quite sure about, I'll still answer it because I'm also doing business things and other stuff. So
You're not a
I don't
businessman. You a business.
I don't
man.
duck calls. But
Mhm.
also, let me also be clear too. I'm in a position in my life where I don't have to duck calls.
Oh.
Meaning, there was a point in my life where I wasn't sure if this was a bill collector or something that I owe some money to
Yeah.
that was calling 3 or 4 times a day trying to get their money. So I used to duck calls. All right. I'm in a position in my life where I don't have to do that anymore. So I am reachable for the most part. I do have that type of accessibility. Now, I'm reachable to people that I care to be heard from, but to your point of picking up the phone too, I can typically tell if it's something that I do need to have my attention to. So if it is a number that I don't recognize, I pick up. But I realize people that we know, 70 to 80% of them jokers, they ain't picking up no phone number that they don't recognize.
First of all, my phone is currently my main phone, so the number that everyone has is currently on D&D. Like it goes on D&D. It's so sad. My phone goes on D&D at 2:45 on Friday afternoon and does not come off of D&D until I think 5:30 a.m. Monday morning.
So let me ask you a question.
What's up?
We met August of 22.
Yes.
We were dating officially
October 20th.
October 20th of 22.
Uh-huh.
At what point did you make me your in case of emergency?
Well, see, in my head up here, right, I had made you my in case of emergency on August 6th. It's a joke, y'all. It's a running joke that I knew from the moment I laid eyes on this handsome specimen who got a new Fitbit band. I knew the moment I laid eyes on him that I wanted to be with him.
You better be glad this worked out. You better be
Oh, that
glad
would have
this
been
worked out.
awkward. That would have
Otherwise,
been real awkward.
awkward.
But
And it's so funny because you and I both we go out and we do things, right? And I don't recall like you're an unforgettable person. Like I see a lot of people throughout the day,
unforgettable.
but you're an unforgettable person.
That's what you
So
are.
if I would have seen you prior to us meeting, you probably would have caught my eye.
And
Let's
we go
just
to
say
all
it
the
that
same
way.
spots.
And we go to all the same spots. So it's funny that you say that when you laid eyes on me, it's like, oh, that's my man.
That's my man. That's my man. I knew that. But no, I think in reality, it was sometime later on in August because we had talked about it. You know what? I think it was when.
Give me your phone.
Which one? Okay, here.
Just one on.
I think it was when we pinned each other's text messages. We pinned each other's text messages, and then we had talked about our phones being on D&D,
Mhm.
and you put me as one of the people that can still be reached, who could still get through to you. And when you told me that you did that, I was like, yes, Lord, he feels the same way about me that I feel about him. Granted, we weren't a couple at that point, but I still knew then. I still knew then.
So yeah, you're right. I don't see us live on YouTube.
But we are live on Facebook because I have it. We are live on Facebook.
Okay. Interesting. I'll worry about that later.
Like I say, it's a bridge of Madison County that we can cross later. Don't ask.
Sure. Okay.
Or sometimes I'll say a bridge of Terabithia that we can cross later. It's okay, baby. But so, did you peep that, y'all? He asked for my cell phone. I gave him my cell phone, and he was able to unlock it and get in and navigate and do whatever he needed to do.
I was just want to say that. Yep. No questions. No hesitation.
It was just, which one do you want?
Let me see your phone here, and then boom.
Mhm.
All right.
No, you do make me nervous because it's sitting on your lap. And
First of all, I'm gonna tell you
here
about
we
this
go.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I don't know if you understand or know this about your man, but back in high school,
Uh-huh.
I was the man's. Oh, for some reason it's unlisted.
Oh, okay.
I'll fix that.
Can I tell you a quick little secret? I promise you this won't take long for me to tell you this quick little secret.
Go ahead.
You're not in high school no more, baby.
Hey, here's the deal though. When you somebody like me, once you got it,
Once you got it,
you got it.
you got it. You don't lose it, nothing like that.
That's just how it works out.
Okay.
All right. So now we all live. It's showing now. We were live on YouTube. Now
But
it is showing
being
for other
displayed.
people.
Up, here you go.
Yeah.
you
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
But yeah, no, see, I asked for your phone, no hesitation. I respect that. I'm gonna tell you that if you were to ever hesitate, it's just it ain't that I'm gonna be questioning. I've learned that sometimes it's best to not doubt yourself and just make a decision and go with it.
there are some times, let's not lie to the people. There are some times where you'll ask me for my phone or for something and I will hesitate. And you know why I hesitate? Because I know that you're about to buy me something or do something. And I'll kind of hesitate and pause and be like, what are you about to do? Like, what are you thinking about?
I mean, I'm always up to something. That's just known.
So I don't want people to be like, well, she said she never hesitates. And then they see me out in public and you're about to surprise me with something. And I'm like, what are you up to, Mr. Smith?
But believe in me. Believe in this. And know that whatever I'm doing, it is for the betterment of us.
Aww.
Shout out to Will Buchanan, who is the proprietor of Perry Productions. Hey, we salute you and thank you for allowing us to go live on your platform. And visually, we look good. Visually, we look good.
I mean, we look good all the time, baby. It's just whatever the camera chooses to pick up is whatever the camera chooses to pick up.
You know.
All right. So I knew, like I said, I joke a lot, but I really did know from the moment that I met you that I wanted to be with you. I peeped how you were at Ellie's house, and I liked what I saw, and I knew that I wanted to be with you. Now, granted, you did not feel the same way at the same time, and that is okay. That is okay. I am totally fine with that. But I knew. I knew that you were the person that I wanted to be with. And I didn't know much about you because I didn't really scroll through your socials or anything like that. I caught a little bit of stuff here and there, but I didn't really know anything about you. I didn't know what your voice sounded like or anything. I just knew that when I met you in person, I liked what I saw. You came with glowing recommendations, and I was like, okay.
So you are my in case of emergency as well. So much so that I want to say I've gotten most of the medical things done, which adds a layer of intricacy to itself.
Yeah, every doctor's appointment I
Because
go to, I'm like, this is my in case of emergency appointment. And I done been to like 70 appointments in the last week.
So if you're new to this and new to us, Michelle and I aren't married.
We're not?
We are not. We are not. All right.
Depends on which camera angle you get, because there's a ring on this finger, but there's no ring on this finger.
We are not married, and society and laws and things make it a whole lot easier when you are someone's spouse to have access to certain things and make certain decisions. Now, I don't know the legalities of everything outside of being an emergency contact information type person, but to be able to make a decision like, I trust you, but legally,
It's not me.
it's not you. Like, I would have to have a will set up that would name you. So, because I don't like to speak in absolutions, let me pause for a second and be clear about how I frame this.
You want to make sure that what's recorded is right. Go ahead.
So,
Ain't nobody hating, do you, baby?
so while we are not married, there are some additional things that have to get done as far as if I'm trusting you to be mine in case of emergency and also trusting you legit with my life, I have to get you on a wheel to be able to make a decision.
Okay.
And this is a somber thing, but literally the title is
yeah.
having difficult discussions, right? There are several things that are guaranteed in life if you're a U.S. citizen. After being born, death, taxes. A lot of other stuff happens in between that, but you are going to die and you are likely going to have to pay taxes. All right. There's no other way around those two things legally.
Legally
For the taxes
legally.
anyway. Shout out to Wileen Living. Hey, I appreciate you popping in. Go over and follow her channel as well. She has a YouTube channel where she talks about it's a lifestyle channel and her dating life, essentially, right?
And today she did a Q1 update because we're not coming to the end of Q1, but we're kind of at that midpoint of Q1. So she gave y'all a quarter 1 update. So make sure you go check it out. Wileen Living with Kendra.
She also, not to put her business out there, but she's writing a book, which she talked about in her blog.
It's not putting it out there. She talked
but
about it.
Sometimes people don't necessarily know the additional stuff because she doesn't talk about herself often. She does financial consultations, essentially. And she can get you right. And she also speaks for somebody with experience. I don't know about her certifications or anything, but I know her work, right? So she'll get you there. So if you need to reach out to her about getting your finances in order, how to understand purchasing assets and things like that, hit her up. She may not be set up for it yet, but still hit her up.
She'll go through all the fine tooth stuff with you. And then while you're on that, once you're getting all your finances straight and you decide that you are ready to commit, you're ready to walk down the aisle, or you're just ready to have that bomb birthday party, no matter where you are located, you're going to need somebody to tape that, to capture that moment. We are in 2024. It ain't happening if it wasn't recorded. So you need to hit up Will Buchanan and Perry Productions so that you can go ahead and schedule someone to come out and do all of your recording. He is a phenomenal videographer. He's based out of Atlanta, but look, you pay right, he finna come. He finna come and he gonna hook you up. So make sure you go ahead, check both of them out, y'all. Okay?
We're a little bit older, so I think when you have life experience, it doesn't make it hard to have those difficult conversations as far as like death, intermingling of finances, if that's what you choose to do, and things like that.
Take this one.
So, do you think that there's a way that people that are younger than us can get to that point faster to where they can have those difficult conversations?
I think I think for younger people to be able to get that, they have to have something happen, right? So most people, especially people of color, they don't believe that it's on D&D, so there's no audio.
I just was making sure the volume was down.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. Like when there's D&D, there's no audio that comes through it at all.
Mhm.
It won't play any audio. Younger people, it's like, especially people who look like us, if they don't have money, they feel like there's no reason to have a will. People forget that a will is not just for your assets or even your liabilities, but it's for everything. It's who's going to make these decisions in case something happens. Now, granted, I don't have a will. I have a thing. I forget what it's called. Something that I got when I had my first surgery back in 2021 that kind of outlined things for me in case something happened. This is what I want you to be able to do. I have one of those, and I know that it's time for me to go ahead and iron out a will, especially because I'm very explicit on some things that I want to happen. You know, when the good Lord calls me home, there are some very clear things that I want to happen. Like, I don't want to be buried. I have no desire to be buried. What I want you to do is I want you to have me cremated and illegally throw my ashes off of a cruise ship. Like, I'm very, very specific about that because it's illegal because you foreign waters, you need to have a permit to be able to do that stuff. But that's literally what I want. Like, take me on a cruise, one final cruise, and be like Rose did in Titanic, and just like
Okay.
just drop my ashes over. Like, that's literally what I want. I want you to think of me as you're feeling the cool breeze blowing in the air, or you're seeing water on the ocean. I don't want you coming back and visiting me in the cemetery. So like that's one thing for me. I'm very particular about life support, and like I have this all written out. I don't know if it's a living will or what it's called. The name is completely blanking, but I have that written out in there because that's what I want. Like I don't want you to have to come back and visit me. I need to be here, not in some buried place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things like that. That's why I feel like you need to be able to do that, and you need to be able to have those difficult conversations because time is short, time is fleeting. The Bible says time is filled with swift transitions. You know, time is gonna move, so you need to be willing to have those conversations with people and plan for stuff.
Know what else moves?
What?
This train. This train is going this way. One way. Are you willing to jump on that train and allow me as your mans to be the conductor of life for us going forward? You good?
I'm good, babe.
You there?
I'm there.
You on?
Where are we going? How fast
Places.
is this train going?
Oh, train's going one direction and it's going fast.
Is it going above the speed limit? Because I only ride in things that go above the speed limit.
All I'm saying is catch up. Catch up or jump off.
I got you, babe.
I last updated my will after my divorce.
Makes sense.
We're getting to a position with how serious we are that I'm gonna have to look at doing some updates to it because I trust you enough because we talk almost every day, right? We have
We do
communications
talk every
and
day.
conversations that span a whole bunch of different areas. But you understand like how I think and I understand how you think, which is dangerous. Oh my goodness.
Sir, all I know, and I've got this correctly, and hopefully you don't mind me saying this on air, you want midget strippers. That's it. So that's what we're going to have at the funeral service. Midget strippers. We're going to be good.
Thank you. Y'all heard that, right? That's not a joke. Or is it?
Or is it?
Or is it? Midget strippers at the funeral. If anybody know how to make that happen, hit her up. But I don't, less than 2 years, and I'm comfortable having this conversation with you. And I think that it's important that if I say I love you and I want to do life with you, that I should also have zero problems having difficult conversations with you about death, about finances, about just how to handle things in general, about something that I might not like, right? I should be able to go, hey, so remember when we did this and you did XYZ?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a fan of that. You might feel some type of way. But that's okay. You feel how you feel, but then let's come back and address and come to some type of understanding. And you have the ability to do that with me. If you can't, you don't have a relationship that I think should work because or will work because you're going to end up suppressing something because you're like, well, I can't go to him about this because he's not going to listen, or I can't go to him about this with him because he's going to blow up or something like that. So I'm just going to suppress it and not say anything. I'm not going to have this difficult conversation about the way King wakes up and farts because because I don't want to, for whatever your reason is. No, you got to be able to have that conversation about my gas.
So I think
Joke.
this fits or is it?
Or
So I think this fits perfectly with what happened when I came over here. So I had a situation happen at work and I had my opinion and I just knew my opinion was right. And I shared it with you. And there were so many beautiful things that happened in that moment. One, you let me share, you let me vent, you let me get that steam off, right? And then you disagreed with my opinion. And I was like, you've never disagreed with me before because you've always been by my side, but you operate logically. And what I had to realize is that even though you did not agree with my opinion on the situation, you heard me out, you listened, and you presented logic to the situation. And I couldn't ask for anything more. You listened, and that to me means the world. The fact that you took the time to digest what I was saying to you. I love that. I love that. And then you were willing to have dialogue, not a, well, it's whatever you think. If that's what you think happened, then yeah, maybe you should do something about it. No, like you sat there and you were like, I don't think so, babe. I don't think so. And I'm just like, but wait, you're supposed to. No, you're not supposed to agree with me. You're supposed to be honest with me. You're supposed to be open with me. You're supposed to be transparent with me, even if it's something that I don't necessarily like or agree with.
Mhm.
This is how you're being authentic in our relationship. And it's funny because you just posted that clip on the socials yesterday. That clip talking about if you aren't honest with yourself and honest with the person that you're with, and if you're not open with yourself and open with the person that you're with, and if you're not transparent with yourself and transparent with the person that you're with, the relationship won't last. It won't be synergistic. Is that what you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
I
that.
be
I
using
don't
them SAT
look,
words
but it's spelled,
sometimes.
the caption called it. But you said that, and I was like, that's so true. That's so true. I don't need you to agree with every single word that comes out of my mouth. If I want a yes man, I can record myself and just play back yeses all the time. I need someone who's going to hear and engage and have that dialogue. And when we made that decision to do life together, this is what we're saying, that we may not necessarily always agree, but we're going to listen to one another. We're going to hear each other out. We're going to give each other the benefit of the doubt to be able to explain ourselves. And we're going to give the other person an opportunity to be heard, not heard to respond, but heard so that we can process what they're saying. And all of that feeds in together as we're talking about sharing, having those difficult conversations. If I don't feel like I can tell you something minor, like this is what happened to me at work, if I can't have that conversation with you, then how can I feel comfortable enough or safe enough to have conversations that require a deeper level of consideration and communication? I won't feel safe to be able to do those things with you.
Bars.
Bars. I got bars
Bars.
on bars. I got bars on bars. I probably won't say anything tomorrow. Like, I'm doing all of my talking. I expel all of my talking energy Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday coming. It's just like
What's that Netflix show that you were talking about watching?
The Umbrella Academy. Yes,
Okay.
I got locked out of my mama's. Netflix.
No, finish that statement. That's
I
hilarious.
got locked out of my mama's Netflix account. Who pays for Netflix? Look, I ain't finna pay for it. I'm already paying through Verizon. I'm already paying for the Hulu bundle, which comes with Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. And I don't even watch ESPN Plus like that, but it comes in that bundle. And then I'm already paying, for some reason, I'm paying for Apple stuff, and I barely listen to that. I pay for Amazon Prime, and I barely look at that. So when I realized I got locked out of Netflix, look, I went over to Amazon Prime, and I was like, let me see what movies you got here. Now, mind you, they got the week Tubi versions of everything. Like, I swear, it's like, When
No,
they weren't handing out money for production, they just skipped y'all, didn't they?
so T-Mobile's got the Netflix hookup. Just throwing that out there.
I ain't switching. I've been. You
I
know
don't
how
pay
long?
full price for Netflix. Like, it's subsidized essentially.
Yeah, I pay subsidized for everything too. But you know how long I've been with Verizon? I have been with Verizon since December 2009. December 2009. That's how long I've been with them. And I distinctly remember why I switched from T-Mobile back to Verizon, because I had Verizon, and then at one point I had gotten on this share plan with an ex-boyfriend years and years and years ago. Went over to T-Mobile because I wanted the fuchsia Motorola Razr, and not vanity. I wanted the fuchsia Motorola Razr, and I would have had to pay full price for it with Verizon, and I ended up going over to T-Mobile because I was able to get it there. Left Verizon and then messed around one day. Was in an emergency situation pertaining to my sister, and I was kind of underground, and I needed to make a phone call, and I could not call out with T-Mobile, and it was a life or death situation, and I was like, bump this, I ain't dealing with this no more, and I immediately went back to Verizon, and I've been with Verizon ever since.
Yeah, they're a lot more expensive. I used to have Verizon as well because their signal and data was more available in the places that I frequented and traveled
Okay.
to. So I was okay with spending more money because I needed to bring up like YouTube and stuff as I was commuting to work and things. But then I needed them cheap Sprint / T-Mobile prices, so I went back. But it's gotten better. I'm still
Okay.
going to say, yeah, if you feel like sticking with Verizon is the right thing, then you most certainly can. But since they've gotten better on T-Mobile, it actually hadn't been that bad.
Right now, it's a loyalty thing. I've just been with them forever.
I got loyalty and royalty inside my DNA. I've been rapping
You've been rapping all day.
all day today.
Today's Friday. On Wednesday, the students in my fourth block, they just all decided to start rapping at one particular moment, and they were rapping Meek Mill, and I'm just like, on the one hand, I have no clue what y'all are rapping about. Like, I felt old. I didn't know what they were talking about. But on the other hand, it was the unity of it, because it was my black students and my white students, my nerds and my not nerds. And I was like, this unity. I'm here for it. I'm all the way here for it. But sidebar, we need to get back to our lesson. So, like, let's come together.
So we share a lot.
Yeah.
And we joke a lot too.
Uh-huh.
And we're comfortable sharing a lot together.
Yeah. What's up?
What happened to you today at the
Stop.
gym? Share it with the people as well.
All right. So
now, hold on.
Okay.
Before she tells this, if you're new to us, there are some things that you may not know about me. For example, I don't get jealous. I've never been a jealous person. So I can hear things and just go, ha ha, or go, well, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you're in a relationship, human nature wants to think and have an understanding that you're with somebody that not only do you consider attractive, but other people consider
Human
attractive.
nature.
So when she shared what happened to me that happened at the gym today, I was like, oh, do tell. So share with the people what happened today.
So I went to the gym, right? Minding my black-owned business. And there were black guys. Now, you have to understand this about me. This is not me coming from a point of vanity, but because of what happened to me in my youth, I am hyper vigilant about older black men looking at me in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna be honest. They can like other men. It doesn't matter. It's how my mind, I get easily triggered by that. But that's PTSD. I still have PTSD from what happened to me as a child. So my mind goes there.
And you shared that with me very early on.
Yeah.
Us getting to know each other.
So I was at the gym. I was working on my fitness, getting it in. And there were two black guys that walked by. And one of them, like, he smiled extra hard, which is why, sidebar, this is why I took phone calls when I was in the gym. This is why I kept talking to you on the phone.
Okay.
So that people could tell that, like, I'm not just here listening to music. I am legitimately engaged. And, like, if you notice, I kept saying, okay, love you, babe. And, all that other stuff.
It's so funny getting that context now because I'm like, in my head, I go, she's at the gym. She should be working out. And then I ask myself, I wonder why she's calling me. And then I was just focused on work and other things, so I thought nothing else after that. But I did ask myself that. So I'm like, why she calling me?
Yeah, that's why. Because I noticed that I had eyes on me. So I'm talking to you.
Smart.
So then I was like, okay, all right, I got to leave. I got somewhere to go. And I'm leaving. And I walk up to my car. My car has a Jamaican flag in the window. And I go to my car. I'm putting some stuff in there. Honestly, throwing on some deodorant too. And someone pulls up to me, like literally. So I reverse into every parking spot. I reverse into every parking spot that I park in.
Which
and
is
I
smart.
was yes, very smart. Do it, safety. And there behind me was the curb or the grass knoll or whatever. So I'm in my trunk, and this car, so this is my car facing this way. This car pulls in like this way, literally, like this, rolls down the window and is like, so what part of Jamaica are you from? And I said, I'm not from Jamaica. My family's from Jamaica. And I was like, and then he was like, oh, okay. I was like, and I could hear his accent. And I was like, well, what part are you from? I promise you on everything. Because my mom always told me when you ask someone in America what part of Jamaica they're from, they're going to say Kingston. So I'm holding my breath, waiting for him to say Kingston. He says Montego Bay. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, my family's from the country. He's like, oh, where in the country? I said, my family is from St. Anne's. They're from Brownstown. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, I have family over in Trelawney. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that and all that other stuff. You heard nothing. You heard nothing.
No.
You heard nothing.
No. I have a joke about you.
Go.
I said, how I got with a Jamaican that don't have an accent and is vegan. If you go get a Jamaican, get to a Jamaican that ain't vegan or have an accent. My Jamaican got neither. Sorry. You sound sexy with your Jamaican accent. That's all I'm saying.
We'll talk after.
Yeah. You have to figure out some situations in which you bring that Jamaican accent back up. That's all I'm saying.
So, he was like, he told me his name. He was like, what's your name? I was like, oh, my name's Michelle. And I'm smiling because at this point, I already know where this conversation is going. And I'm like, let me just wait for the part to interject because I don't want to assume, even though I already know, I don't want to assume because that's what's wrong with some women who look like me. We always assume that someone's trying to hit on them, and sometimes it may not be that. So he told me his name, and I didn't hear him, so I asked him to repeat it. And then he was like, so are you interested in having a friend? And I said, I think my boyfriend would have a problem with that. And then he smiled and he drove.
You know,
that's always my response. I think my boyfriend would have a problem with that.
See, I can respect someone being forward,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you give a definitive cutoff line, well, you know what? It was nice chatting with you. Have a great rest of your day. And just driving off. That's the proper way of doing that setup.
Yeah.
But, well, you did, and then you weren't cute, you know, like, because I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. And I'm like, you was the one hollering at her. She respectfully told you, I'm not interested, or I have a man. And then all of a sudden, you want to get mad? Like, make that make sense.
And so for me, the joke that I had with you was I got hit on by an older man because he was clearly older than me.
Hey, older dudes know what they want.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if there's one thing I'm gonna attract, regardless of nationality, if it's one thing I'm gonna attract, it's an older guy. That and lesbians, I attract lesbians. Black lesbians. I'm telling you, I don't know.
Do you think it's the hair?
I don't know because it was kind of there before the hair too.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, people like what they like.
They like what they like.
I know I like what I see.
Ooh, I like what I see too.
I like what I like.
Ooh.
And it's you. So yeah, that was an interesting story, and I was glad that you shared it with me. And I was like, we should talk about that on air. So there are other difficult conversations that happen regarding people's past. How important do you think it is to go into your sexual history with someone?
If it gives context to who you are today, you should.
Okay.
So for me, I had to tell you about what happened to me. because it gives a lot of context to who I am today. Number one, it gives my context into how I feel about when men are looking at me. It gives context into why I may be a prude in some ways about certain things. It gives context into my relationship history. It gives context into my mental health. Like, you needed to know that. It would have been unfair to you and to our relationship if I had never shared that with you.
Like, it not knowing that would have a man wonder and question why someone, or just really anyone, why you react the way that you react about certain things. Because it'd be like, if you're looking at it from the outside, like, this doesn't make sense.
Right.
Or this isn't a regular response to something. But then if you understand the background and the history of something, oh, this can be a trauma response.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you may or may not know of it happening. So the other person having that knowledge can help that relationship thrive. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now on camera, I don't care about relationships that aren't thriving. If a relationship is just surviving, I don't put resources and time and energy into it. I cut it. Too many times people are out there having these relationships with people, and I ain't just talking about loving, romantic type relationships, family relationships. If you are an anchor in my life, you get cut. My daughter's about to be 17 this year. If my daughter is an anchor in my life, I'm cutting her.
But she's such a sweetheart.
She is.
She's really, really nice.
She's
dope.
I
forgot to send her some ASL today.
She's fine. She's having fun. I'm going to see her later on today.
Okay.
And I didn't give her the heads up that you are going to do that. So I will give her a heads up. I said I was going to. I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Well, no, I said that I think you and her should do ASL together, but not a primer on expected to come initiated by you sometimes.
Okay.
So I think there's a difference there.
Okay. Speaking of which.
It's the simple things.
It is. Speaking of which, you didn't respond to my video that I sent yesterday.
You asked like 50,000 things in that video.
Know, but you were supposed to break it down.
I haven't had the time yet. Is the simple thing.
Okay.
You said the 5-minute video, and then the first minute you asked like 4 things.
First of all, I was saying a lot. All the questions came at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're learning sign language.
We are.
She's actually really good at it, to where we're taking ASL 1.
So we are.
Mm-hmm.
So study ASL.
Mm-hmm. And what's this again?
Learning.
Yep.
So we're learning.
Ooh, man, I do it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're about to complete ASL 1 and roll into ASL 2. My daughter also learns she has learned and she understands ASL. I think she took it for a semester.
Yeah.
But even before that, we bought her a book, and she opens up the book and she reads it from time to time. She's been learning Chinese and Mandarin, and she has a 5-day streak now on Duolingo. She can read some things. She can also hear and understand some things and speak it a little bit as well. I'm proud of her.
Meanwhile,
I'm proud of her.
Well, Wangla. You want to know what that means?
Shishini. That's all I know.
So I studied Mandarin in high school. Let me tell you what I know. Okay, you ready? 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. So that was 1 through 10. Nice. With a little bit of ASL thrown in there.
It sounded good. It sounded like you knew it sounded like you learned something.
Thank you. My name in Chinese is Ming Xian, which means bright with good morals.
Okay.
And my two responses, I know, right? My 2 responses that I always had for my Chinese teacher whenever he asked the question was, 我忘了, which means I forgot, or 对不起, which means I don't know.
Okay.
That was literally my answer to everything.
Say those 2 again.
我忘了. 我 means I.
我忘了.
And then wang, and then la.
Okay.
我忘了, which means I forgot.
And what's the other one?
对不起.
What a booty?
Doibuchi.
That booty. Okay.
Doibuchi.
That booty.
Doibuchi.
Doibuchi.
Doibuchi, which means I don't know.
That booty.
Which in ASL, I don't know. I don't know. I forgot in ASL, but Doibuchi. I don't know.
Okay.
Hmm.
I like it. Oh, I wonder because sometimes things work logically. So this is I'm learning. What if it's like, and then you combine it?
I learned, but I forgot.
I'm making up stuff, but if I'm right, I'm buying a Powerball ticket.
So why don't you know something? I forgot. I don't know. It's gone. It's gone.
Hey, are there any ASL learners that watch us?
Do we have anyone who's a part of the deaf community? We are legitimately trying to learn. So one thing I realized, God gave me grace to be able to do this, and we got to wrap up soon. God gave me grace to be able to do this, and I'm going to take it as a gift. I am preparing for that that deaf student or that hard of hearing student who comes into my classroom one day. Sorry, class.
Very nice.
Class place. Actually, I don't know room. I don't. No, yes, I do. We learned room. That was place.
Yes, that was place.
But this was also. It was kind of also room, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah. So someone who comes into my classroom, I'm preparing for that. That student is going to come, and I want to be able to greet them and say, "Hi, my name is Ms. Early." And be able to welcome them into my space. Like
you do so much with your hands anyway. You might as well learn,
right?
You might as well.
Right.
It makes sense logically.
It makes sense to be able to
with
use
the way
my
that I
fingers for
think.
good. Yes.
Yeah. So we are still going to be live this upcoming Monday. I think when I go back and I do the replay, I'll see that our audio was good, our video is good. I think we got it figured out. I want to say we had a whole episode without any glitches or issues. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to be back live on Monday. We have no idea what the topic is.
7 p.m.
But we'll be live at
on
7 p.m.
Monday.
Mm-hmm. Monday
at 7 p.m.
p.m.
I don't know. They didn't. 7 at night.
Oh,
7 at night.
that's like rhythm theaters. Woo. All right, y'all. This has been fun. So this was impromptu. Thank y'all for tuning in. When you did, if there's a like button on your platform,
hit it.
Hit that like button. I told Michelle, because typically we end our show on a kiss. I'm like, I'm the one typically getting up, coming to you. Bring them lips over here, baby.
Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta adjust myself to make sure I'm good to go. Camera went off.
And the camera went off, but they can still hear us. Camera said, we
not doing all that kissing stuff away.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.